Sora and company all arrive at the Keyblade graveyard. Mickey Mouse announces to all his friends that after all this time, they're finally there. And Sora notices a figure through the smoke. Xehanort himself arrives to deliver a speech to his foes. But he's not alone, because Ansem is also here to continue that speech. Even Xemnas arrives to give his 2 cents. The rest of the Xehanorts arrive to give even further dialogue, building the suspense. The heroes are attacked by an overwhelming swarm of Heartless, all summoning their Keyblades and rushing to the growing crowd. And then Sora fights them all alone? What is up, my YouTube friends? My name is KotyTang. Today, I would like to present everybody to my favorite video game series of all time, to show you just how it's one of the greatest endings ever made to a video game. But, in order to do that, I have to give you a quick rundown of the story moments in Kingdom Hearts 3 before this moment. Sora and gang arrive on Mount Olympus.
No fanfare?
Kairi trains with Axel to own their fighting abilities with the Keyblade.
I'm gonna go. Sorry.
Riku and Mickey walk through the Realm of Darkness and are immediately defeated.
Oh no! Are you okay?
Are you alright, Mickey?
Okay, now that you're all caught up on every important moment before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes to its stellar ending, let's get this video started. Sora finds Aqua's Keyblade on Destiny Islands.
A Keyblade?
He uses this to force himself into the Realm of Darkness. If you remember at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, which simultaneously took place during Kingdom Hearts .2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, Aqua actually left her Keyblade on Destiny Islands. Now I get it. I hear you loud and clear. If Aqua left her Keyblade on the island at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, why has nobody picked it up for an entire year? Well, that's easy to answer. You see, so Mickey and Riku come back to the Realm of Darkness and are defeated again. First, Mickey is taken by a demon tide, and then Riku here doesn't decide to try and help him. Then, Aqua comes out of the ball that has Mickey in it. Aqua picks up Mickey's Keyblade and it's revealed that she fell to the darkness.
You're too late.
Aqua invites Riku to take part in her darkness, but Riku, being an absolute Chad, lets Aqua know he already has his own darkness. Literally. So he doesn't really need hers. Riku then gets his cheeks clapped because his moveset sucks and for some reason he's weak as hell in this game. Riku calls for his lover Sora and he descends from the heavens in the nick of time precisely where Riku was standing. They bond together in an epic display of Keyblade power and the demon tide is vanquished in one swoop, saving Mickey Mouse. Aqua charges at Riku, but no worries, because Sora is quick. So quick that he blocks Aqua's attack. Riku is amazed at how fast Sora is, so they do this. Sora then completely obliterates Aqua, one of the strongest Keyblade wielders in Kingdom Hearts, because Sora has the best moveset without a single fault in sight, brandishing over 80 different weapon combinations and moves to mix and match. Having been trained by literally nobody but himself, like a true anime protagonist. Sora, having defeated Aqua, literally knocked the darkness out of her, because, as we've seen in every Kingdom Hearts game, in order to take away the darkness from somebody, you just have to beat them up. But it's not over yet. The darkness has a powerful hold on her and she falls into a pit of it. But Sora calls her name and reaches in, pulling her out. Then they are all on Destiny Islands now. That's right. They pulled her out of this portal in the Realm of Darkness, which allowed the entire gang to teleport to Destiny Islands. Nomura displays his amazing ability to show symbolism of his characters by showing Sora and Riku as Terra and Ventus. Just watch the scene in all of its amazing glory.
Aqua!
Aqua.
Terra.
Aqua!
Aqua!
So now, finally being free of over 10 years of endless torture in the Realm of Darkness, Aqua is finally allowed to let all of her emotions truly shine through as she cries tears of joy at being in the land of light. And because we care and have had so much time getting to know this character, it's a very sad and emotional scene. So after that, Aqua immediately goes to save Ventus. Only she can turn Castle Oblivion back to its true appearance, as we've seen at the end of Birth by Sleep. And the true appearance of Castle Oblivion is the Land of Departure's castle, the world. Castle, is it the world of the castle? In Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora, Donald, and Goofy simply walked to a place that was Castle Oblivion, but it's actually a world. Land of Departure from Birth by Sleep, which doesn't actually make any sense. But you see, when the crew make it to Ventus, he's still asleep because Sora has still not learned the power of waking. Vanitas himself arrives to steal the show. Aqua is not having any of that, so she challenges Vanitas to a fight. But wait, hold on. You won't understand this next level acting if you don't hear the scene yourself, so here you go.
So Venti Wenti wants to keep sleeping. What am I ever going to do with you?
Shut up!
Truly amazing. I am in awe at Willa Holland's performance as Aqua. Absolutely phenomenal. The voice director needs to win the Nobel Peace Prize because of how many emotions were felt in this entire scene. I felt I felt like I was truly there. So Sora says he'll beat up Vanitas because, as we know, he'll destroy him, as he destroyed Aqua. But Aqua says this.
Sorry, but you've seen me too weak, too often.
Then she summons this thing, and she then proceeds to get absolutely destroyed by Vanitas because, well, you heard her. You've seen her weak too often. This really showed Sora how strong Aqua is. So now that Sora is so impressed by her strength, his bewilderment awakens a power in him that he had all along. That's right. The power waking was always inside of Sora. Sora's entire journey in Kingdom Hearts 3 was for absolutely nothing. Because, as Ventus says,
You never lost it. It sleeps. Until someone needs it. Call to it.
it's an amazing moment of storytelling. You see, let me explain it to you. The one thing that you need is always closer than you think. It will just take somebody else to achieve what you always wanted, and maybe someday you can find them. If you manage to save a completely different person, that will then lead you to the only way of finding that person that you need. Just amazing. Truly, I have learned so much from this. So, here we see Ventus is so much stronger than Aqua that he breaks through the force field that she created, shattering it into tiny pieces. His strength is so overwhelming that it even stops Vanitas from killing her. Now, Sora and gang can enter, and Vanitas decides that he's too weak to fight 4 people, and he should leave to fight them when all 7 of them gather up at the Keyblade Graveyard, because, as you all know, 7 is less than 4. So, now everybody feels bad. I mean, is amazed at Aqua's combat abilities, and they all have a casual meeting.
Yep. Hey, Ventus.
Call me Ven.
Good morning, Ven.
Then they all leave because there's literally nothing to do here. Now Nomura displays his impeccable ability to build believable relationships between 2 teenagers. Kairi gives Sora a Palpu fruit to display their love for each other. Now a Palpu fruit, when they are shared amongst 2 people, their destinies become forever entwined. Sora says he'll keep Kairi safe, but Kairi is like,
Let me keep you safe.
let's not forget that Kairi has had an unlimited time to train with Axel. She's pure of heart and can literally banish darkness, making her the most critical member of the team. Heartless will stand absolutely no chance against somebody who can abuse light as though it's a toy. Also, Sora takes a bite from the fruit, but Kairi doesn't. And now here we are, back where we started. Our hero, and only important character of the entire story of Kingdom Hearts, has now defeated over 1 million Heartless spawned at all of them. Sora rushes to meet up with his friends who completely abandoned him to fight them off. Terra is standing in the middle of the field, and Ventus is so happy to see him that he rushes off to see Terra. But Aqua knows it's not Terra, and she warns Ven to get away from him. And it turns out that, plot twist, the guy that we already knew wasn't Terra is indeed not Terra.
Today is the day you all lose.
This not-so-Terra spawns his Keyblade and kills Ventus! And Aqua just kind of stands there, and this scene, just watch how long this scene goes on before she realizes that Ven just got hit. Sora, being literally the only proactive character in this entire cast, is not having any of that. So he charges at Terra, but Terra, he can do this. So now Sora is defenseless. But he spares Sora, knowing he is the only competent one of the group and would not be defeated by a mere Keyblade to the stomach. And instead, he charges for the weakest of the bunch, Kairi. But don't worry, Axel is here to... Okay, so like I said, don't worry, Sora is around to... Okay, so like I said, Goofy is around... Okay, like a Donald Duck. Donald Duck is around to save this entire group from the stupidity of standing around and watching one person kill all their friends. Donald summons the most powerful move ever achieved in any Final Fantasy game, Zeta Flare. And then our savior, and only hope, Donald Duck, dies. Sora is absolutely flabbergasted at how stupid his friends truly are. But Riku is around to remind him that nobody is truly dead yet, and their friends can be saved, which makes Sora happy. Then Aqua decides that she can be proactive like Sora, and they confront the spawning Heartless. Now Mickey wants to run, but nobody cares what Mickey thinks. The Demon Tide now goes on the offensive and attacks the party. Aqua is afraid of Heartless because she has PTSD. So, the first time she can actually be useful in a fight, she just stands there and dies. Because as Japanese writers understand, Aqua is a woman. And you see, Japanese writers, well, they don't actually understand how women are. And this is a very common thing, and not just Kingdom Hearts, so you can't really fault Kingdom Hearts for having such a problem, but you have to understand. Aqua is a female in an anime-esque game, and therefore, she is worthless because women are emotional. Then Axel and Kairi die, then Mickey, Donald, and Goofy die. Sora becomes severely depressed because the only place his strength comes from is his friends. Because nobody has ever taught him otherwise, and Sora has zero independence as a protagonist and is defined by everyone around him. Riku decides that he can prove to Sora that you can be independent and still win. Riku confronts the Demon Tide, but he dies anyway. He sure showed him. Sora then dies too. So now every single hero is dead before the war even began because one person and a few Heartless defeated all 7 of them. Even though before this they just fought over 1 million Heartless. Defeated countless organization members and nobodies, were involved in several wars. Aqua, who was capable of defeating every villain in her own game, etc, etc. Sora he's now dead, but he's not really dead. You see, though his heart and body perished, and he truly is indeed dead. He's the protagonist, so by default, he has a will of an absolute unbendable metal, despite having lost his will to even live 5 minutes ago. But as you can see, he is the only one who cannot die, but he is dead. But you see, the chain of memories from the phone games and some others are keeping him here. So, it turns out Sora is alive because of the will of his friends and not himself. Sora is now in purgatory. Chirithy here tells Sora that it's not the first time Sora has accidentally been here, but he let him return back home every time. But not this time. You see, Sora didn't merely stumble upon this place on accident again. He had the audacity to die and come here naturally, so now he can't leave. But he does tell Sora that he can put his soul back together.
Ah! Why am I in pieces?
So, Sora puts his soul back together. Chirithy reveals that he's waiting for someone else to come find him, which isn't Sora, so Chirithy doesn't want to leave. Sora uses the power of waking to save all his friends. He finds Kairi just kind of floating around in the light. Kairi tells Sora that she just believed he wouldn't lose, so therefore, he can't die. Because if you believe someone can't die, then nobody can die. You know, that says a lot about Sora's friends that just died. The only one who believed in anybody was Kairi, and Sora believed in literally nobody, so they all died. So Sora realizes that she's the reason he didn't actually die. Kairi then reminds Sora that she said she'd protect him. So, because she said it, that means he's safe. So anyway, now there's a time loop that goes back directly after Sora defeated a million Heartless. So now everybody is back alive and they thank Sora for rescuing them. But none of that actually matters because everybody forgets everything that just happened and the events play out exactly the same as they would if Tetsuya Nomura had just removed that part of the story. So here we go again. They meet Terra. Ventus is surprised it's Terra. Again, with the exact same dialogue. But he's not Terra as we saw last time, and Ventus is surprised again. So Terra attacks Ventus the exact same way he did last time, but this time, the Lingering Will saves them. That's right. Now, Not So Terra can't compete because the Lingering Will is stronger than everybody in the cast. Now the Heartless are back again to kill the heroes. The whole gang prepares to fight. But then only Sora fights. And Sora defeats them, but not quite, because they just spawn again. And the greatest use of MacGuffins and coincidences and characters that have absolutely zero relevance to the current plot arrive in the greatest moments of video game storytelling history. First, Sora charges headfirst into the Demon Tide, and now is capable of smacking away all of its attacks. Then, he charges at the Demon Tide, but don't worry, because Ephemer is here. You guys know him from the phone game. You played the phone game, right? He's a character for 2 minutes in the movie. So, from literally out of nowhere, the Keyblades from the Keyblade Graveyard come to life, blessed by the spirits of the past Keyblade wielders. And Sora, being the only character that has any relevance in this entire story, is able to ride the Keyblades like a roller coaster. And the coolest series of events unfold as Sora animes the Heartless to death and they explode in a fiery glory. Then the Keyblades wave goodbye and just kind of explode too. Then everybody runs to Sora and is all like, what the hell was that, Sora? But none of that matters because you still have all 13 organization members still alive. So now they start their assault, I guess. Why did the Keyblades go? Why did they disappear? So they summon even more Heartless again. Now the team has to prepare to fight. So now every member is capable of defeating Heartless like they're nothing while delivering stellar acting lines.
Form up, now!
Oh, but they just can't compete with the literal weakest members of the Heartless. But wait, Yen Sid decides that he can fight too in this new timeline. Just because he can. And he saves everybody from the Heartless, performing a move that Kairi can do with her eyes closed. Now that Yen Sid has parted the Red Sea, Goofy and Donald stay behind to help Yen Sid somehow. And now the 7 Light and 13 Darkness can finally meet. So they do. But Xehanort summons a maze for everybody to fight in, because he can do that, and the war consisting of only 20 people begins. Everybody runs ahead to fight whoever jumps on them, I guess. They even split up into teams, because some of them did. So Riku is fighting against his clone, Xigbar and Ansem, but he can't beat them himself, so Sora comes to help. But Ansem leaves, and Sora manages to kill the Riku clone. But he doesn't kill Xigbar because Xigbar decides to take himself out. But he doesn't. Okay, back to that later. You see, the clone of Riku then turns into a hollow husk. For plot convenience, that will come later. So Mickey fights Marluxia, Larxene, Xemnas, and Luxord by himself. Of course, he can't really compete against them alone, so Sora comes in to help. So then Xemnas leaves, but Sora still manages to kill the other 3. So Aqua and Ventus are fighting Not So Terra and Vanitas, but they can't beat them. So Sora arrives. So Sora defeats them both, but only Vanitas dies because Terra reveals that he was Not So Terra's guardian all along and kills Not So Terra. An emotional reunion happens, but Sora doesn't care, so he goes to the next group that needs their lives saved. because he's the only competent character of the cast. Ventus tries to go with him, but for some reason, everybody but Sora has a fatigue bar, so he can't help. So Kairi and Axel are fighting Shion and Saix, but they can't beat them. So Sora arrives. So for some reason, both Sora and Kairi are unable to handle Saix, so they get knocked down. Axel tries to protect them, but Xemnas arrives, and the whole battle is stopped. So Xemnas grabs Axel's Keyblade
Is this supposed to be a Keyblade?
and breaks it, and he can never be summoned again. Kingdom Hearts 3 just makes up its own rules. Xemnas then proceeds to shoot Axel with a few lasers, and then he's basically defeated. Now you may be wondering, why doesn't Axel just summon his Keyblade back? Well, the reason for that is very simple. You see, so Shion stops Xemnas from killing Axel because she has memories of them being friends. But she doesn't really, because that hasn't actually happened yet. But no worries, because Sora tells Shion she doesn't have to kill anybody, which makes her enter a fit of rage where she begins attacking Sora. But you see, Sora remembers her name because of Roxas, and then Shion starts crying. So Xemnas kicks her, knocks her hood off, and oh my god, it's Shion. So now that her hood is off, Axel remembers her again. Axel grabs Xemnas' legs, and you may be wondering, how come he didn't just summon his Keyblade? Well, it's broken. You can't just summon a Keyblade if it's broken, and there will never be anything presented that changes this fact. Sora summons Roxas' heart, and Roxas is now fighting because he is very strong, and is the best character, and is very strong. So Xemnas teleports to Kairi and grabs her arm. So she has now become immobilized because she's a female, and as you know, if you grab a female by her arm, she will be completely immobilized, and there is absolutely nothing they can do in response, and no female has ever gotten free of the dreaded arm grab. Not even Kairi, the most pointless character of this entire series, was safe from one of the greatest offenses of all anime, being a female. I just want to, nothing against the story, absolutely nothing against the story, I just want to add this real quick. When you play as Kairi, she can throw her Keyblade and she teleports to the location that she throws it, so she can kind of teleport around too. It's nothing against the story. It's really well written. I think we've learned that so far. I think we've really gotten to it. It's really good story, I promise. Now, you may be wondering, what was all that training with Axel for if she's still absolutely useless and her character has never progressed past Kingdom Hearts 1 in any way, shape, or form? Listen, I understand how you may get that impression, but let me reveal a secret not known to many Kingdom Hearts fans, or onlookers even. Kairi has no autonomy, and by that I mean Kairi is not a person. She's an object. Now, I know, but listen, how do I know she's an object? That's simple. In every Kingdom Hearts game, Kairi has been a prisoner, even when she's supposed to fight. She just doesn't. She's very clearly an object used to further the plot and is the ultimate MacGuffin that it just furthers events in minor and major ways. Even her nobody has more use than her someone that does not deserve to exist. Just happens to be more useful than Kairi. Even Shion, just a replica, a clone, someone that takes on any face that she may want to take on, or that someone remembers her. It's seriously, honestly, okay? Just hear me out. Just look back at Kairi's history, and you'll see she was never actually a character. It sounds like an explosive statement and extremely misogynistic, but trust me, it's not. I kid you not. Kairi is not a person. She's an object. So, now that Roxas is here, Shion decides to switch sides and joins Roxas and Sora, completing the true 7 Guardians of Light. So Sora defeats Saix, and the gang want to stick around and cry about how much they missed each other. But not Sora. You see, Sora wants to save Kairi because he's the only one who cares that she was just kidnapped. Because she was grabbed by her arm. Honestly, Sora is the only character that cares about Kairi at all. So after emotional scenes happen, Sora reunites with Mickey and Riku, who are revealed to be the only other characters that lack a fatigue bar. Now that Sora is here, Xehanort decides they can fight now, because he knows that only Sora can defeat every single villain here, and everybody else is entirely worthless. So, Sora defeats Ansem, young Xehanort, and Xemnas. Now all but one of the Keyblades needed are forged, and Xehanort summons Kairi, who is now knocked out, adding to her usefulness as a character. Sora is the only one who tries to go after her because honestly nobody cares that Kairi is about to die but him. So Xehanort kills her. And since Sora is literally the only character who actually cares, he gets sad. After watching Sora get blown away, Riku and Mickey attack Xehanort because they want to be involved in the cutscene as well. But Xehanort just uses Stop on them, proving just how pointless to the plot they truly are. Xehanort summons the Keyblade and calls upon Kingdom Hearts in this amazingly voice-acted cutscene.
Kingdom Hearts, I call upon your true form.
Open now and show me the world to come.
Truly, an Oscar-worthy performance. So now, Donald and Goofy arrive after abandoning the questionably overpowered Yen Sid. Goofy tells Sora to stop crying like a bitch. Everybody's fatigue bar has been filled, and they all return to Sora's side. Then, Riku and Mickey do this. Riku and Mickey devise a plan to keep Xehanort from ever returning forever, and Mickey chooses Aqua to fight Xehanort because she's actually the strongest character in the cast. But Sora tells everybody that Kingdom Hearts is a worse threat than Xehanort, which is not true, and everybody just kind of agrees that Sora, Donald, and Goofy should go fight Xehanort. So that's what they're about to do. Everybody summons their Keyblades, even Axel, who literally had his Keyblade shattered a few cutscenes ago and is incapable of ever summoning it again. Oh man. They all do the unlock thing where the Keyblades shoot a beam of light which hits Xehanort, creating a warp portal out of his body for some reason, and Sora is then whisked away into it. Can't make this shit up, dude. Holy fuck. They arrive at the place where Ericus and Xehanort were trained to be Keyblade wielders, and they fight Xehanort's clones until the real Xehanort decides that he's gonna fight. He summons some armor and Sora eventually blows it up, so now Xehanort runs away. Sora and gang chase him to the tallest building, and they fight some more, but this time Xehanort has the Keyblade. Sora dies during this fight. But that's okay because his friends said his name a bunch, so he's alive again. And then Sora wins. Xehanort reveals that Sora is too late, and Kingdom Hearts is going to purge the entire universe. But he calls the universe the world, so the universe is also its own world. See, Sora doesn't agree with that, so Xehanort thinks he's pretty cool. A keyhole appears in the sky and all of Sora's buddies return to his side. They take their time to casually talk to Sora, even though Xehanort is menacingly standing there with the Keyblade in hand. Terra walks up to Xehanort and Ericus speaks through him. And then he comes out of him. He talks down to Xehanort, and after a few lines of dialogue, Xehanort, he just kind of gives up. It's revealed that he was actually a good guy all along, and he was just severely misunderstood. Xehanort hands Sora the Keyblade and congratulates him. Then he fades away into light, and everybody just kind of forgives him for all the genocide and mass heartache he's caused. every single character. Xehanort, a man bathed in nothing but darkness, is forgiven for all his sins and is whisked away to paradise with his best buddy Ericus. Oh man, it's a good ending. So worth it. Sora and his friends seal Kingdom Hearts, and everybody is ready to go the hell home and celebrate. But you've forgotten Sora is literally the only character who cares about Kairi at all, so he plans to go save Kairi. Nobody but Mickey tries to stop him, but nobody cares what Mickey has to say, and they let Sora, the only character that cares about Kairi, go save Kairi. So because Sora saved Kairi, now he's dead. So this hooded guy is back, and it's Xigbar, but he is not dead, as it was revealed that he actually didn't jump off the cliff. And as you can see here, his weapons may have faded away, and by every law of Kingdom Hearts we've learned thus far, well, he definitely died. But that's the thing. This story is so deep, so complex, such an amazing example of writing that your expectations have been shattered. Knowing that by all Kingdom Hearts laws, Xigbar died because weapons faded away. But in Kingdom Hearts 3, Xigbar is capable of creating the illusion of death. He's very good at faking his own death. Now we'll finally learn what's inside this black box. Finally, after all these years of waiting. So he takes his hood off and it's revealed it's Xigbar. Plot twist. Xigbar summons the foretellers from the phone game to the present. Also, Pete and Maleficent are here. And now Xigbar opens the box. And what's inside the box is...